If you've clicked this video, you're probably wondering, hey, Chris, why do you just have a green ball as an unboxing? Well, that's because I wanted to add a little mystery to this episode. I visited the Bandai Gashapon store and got this little guy out, so we're going to open him and assemble him. But first, a little backstory. So, as I've said in other videos, I'm out here in the Dallas area right now. I have been exploring my new homestead for the last few months, and to my surprise, one of my local malls out here in Hearst had a Bandai Gashapon store. I believe it just opened. It looked like it just opened because it's nestled way in the corner of the food court of said mall. Now, Gashapons. What are they? Well, they're the teeny tiny little collectible figures that come out of vending machines. If you watch several of my videos from Japan, you'll see me open several of them. If you have collected anything Godzilla, you've definitely come across these things. So I got video of me grabbing this guy from the Gashapon store that my buddy took. So let's take a look at that real quick. So there you go. So this is the new Godzilla line. It's actually the last HG line that came out in Japan. We finally got it here. They were showing it off at the Godzilla booth at Comic-Con. So it looks like the major Bandai Gashapon stores, if you have one in your area, have finally gotten these guys. They came out in Japan roughly maybe like 6-8 months ago. So that's kind of the timeline where we're at with a lot of these things out here. I wanted to save the mystery of what I got to show you guys. So hence why I objectively edited that last clip. So let's open this up, and to everyone's surprise, let's see what I got for my Bandai HG. All right. So here is the line in question. So we got a 99 Godzilla, we got a Batra, we got a baby Godzilla, and we got Mothra. So these HGs go back a long way. I had many of these as a child. I'm pretty sure a lot of you collectors have these. Again, if you don't have a lot of room, Gashapons are the way to go. So I still have my sitting set from good buddy Frank back in Japan, so thank you for that. All right, so who do we get? We got Godzilla. All right, well, seems apt for this. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for baby Godzilla, but but you know, that's the beauty of Gashapons. You can always try again. So let's assemble this guy. God, there's a lot of parts to this. All right, so the body already has the arms attached. So let's act like Voltron and assemble this one leg. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we do this one first. Actually, the tooling on this is ingenious. I'm not gonna lie, the old peg style, you run into issues with the limbs coming loose. So this is I like this. This locks this in much more firmer. And there we go. All right, pay attention. So we got the tail. tip of the tail. And finally, much like Voltron, we form the head. And there we go. We have a 99 Godzilla. So this is the high grade series, the more deluxe version of these figures, which means you get a little more detail, you get a little more on the paint job, and he's not bad looking. Look, check him out. Like, this is, let me zoom in here just for you guys. This has incredible detail to it. It's a very cool Millennium Godzilla. Spike's got the nice purple hue to it. Paint's pretty solid. I like the tooling on this thing to, you know, to lock everything in. The arms are set in, and again, these are HG figures. They're little collectibles. So in Japan, these run about 400 to 500 yen, which is roughly like 450 American. And Gashapons are massive. I've said in other videos, I've showed it off in other videos, that there are forests of these dispensers in many of the stores. Forest. I'm not joking. Like, it is as far as the eye can see. So Gashapons are huge out there. Part of it is because a lot of the Japanese currency system uses coins. So if you've ever visited, you know you have a ton of coinage hanging out in your pocket. So how do you get rid of that? Buy something small and adorable, much like Hello Kitty's old motto, small, cute, big smile. So Bandai's been doing these bad boys for a long time. So this is the latest line. This is actually dope as hell. I like it. But my hope against hope was getting the baby Godzilla. So I'm going to go back and give it a try. Hopefully I can get a hold of him, because I don't have a baby Godzilla of any sorts. And he actually looked pretty neat from what I've seen online. Now, here's my thing. So, as someone who has bought several Gashapons in Japan, I threw down maybe 800 yen, 1,000 yen. I think maybe at the Yodobashi in Osaka, I threw down maybe 2,000 yen. Trying to collect an entire line. For an American, that's not a lot. For a Japanese, that might be quite a bit, but those are still relatively inexpensive. I mean, that's still, by Japanese standards, 400 yen is about it's $4 in their money. The exchange rate differs with us. I paid $12 for this guy, and this is my issue I have right now with Bandai doing these Gashapons, because I don't know if it's maybe the exchange rate, maybe it's the cost of doing business in America, or maybe they realize, hey, these aren't as widely available, and we know that a particular market is looking at this, so we can squeeze as much money out of you as we can. $12 for this guy, for a Gashapon in general that you're not buying through a secondhand store or an importer, is wild. So at the Gashapon store, $3 gets you 1 token, and this was 4 tokens. So do the math. And not only that, but since many people pay with their card, I got 5 tokens, and guess what? There's nothing for 1 token. So this is my gripe right now with Bandai's American practices of bringing this stuff over, is that they're charging you an arm and a leg for something that is basically lack of a better term, a cheap collectible out there in their native country. So they're probably killing it on profits, because when I was in the store, there was a lot of people in there. The anime stuff was selling heads and tails above anything else. I mean, this thing was actually already halfway empty by the time I got to it. I love the figure. I just don't love the price. The last video of Gashapons I did was the sitting Godzilla. I'm pretty sure for the price I paid for this one guy, I got that entire run of those smaller Gashis. So that's my 2 cents on this. Other than that, very cool figure. This is a very cool line. Like I said, If you don't have a lot of room, the HG figures are the way to go. You get a grand representation of many of the Godzilla characters out there. I still have the Destroy All Monster set that I picked up in Japan. I love those things. They take up very little room. This guy's only about maybe 3.5 inches, and you get wild detail for what you pay for. So there you guys go. That was what was in the ball. Well, there you have it. That has been my unboxing, if you will, and building of this sweet Bandai HG Gashapon Godzilla. Remember, if you like what you see, we do have a show. It's called the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. You can find us at thekaijukingdompodcast.com. And if you don't like to download, well, you can stream us on all of your favorite podcast streamers, including Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you might find better podcasts. We're also on social media. It's right there. We're on X, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook.com. That is the place you can go to keep up to date with the late breaking news in the world of giant monsters, or if you just want to say hi. And on that note, that will do it for this edition of the Koffers. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.